There you go.
We'll call the meeting to order. The meeting of the New Canaan Family Fourth Committee. We haven't met in almost a year. Thursday, March 4th, 2021. So we're about where we were last February, where I said, well, let's have a meeting and start talking about it. Then we got together in April and, moved along a little further, and we're kind of there again this year. What I would like to propose, put out there for discussion, is that we plan for the 4th of July fireworks. And we put in the fireworks contract and the food contract and the bouncy contracts and all the contracts we have, that it's subject to the COVID regulations and rules and the governor's orders and all those sorts of things like that. But we don't know. We don't have a crystal ball. But
I'm looking at the website right now, and it says, beginning Friday, April 2nd, 2021, it said that summer camps and summer festivals are advised to begin the planning stages to open for the upcoming season.
That's
It
us.
also says outdoor event venues can increase capacity to 50%, capped at 10,000.
and what's the number, Steve? 10,000?
It says outdoor event venues can increase to 50% capacity, capped at 10,000 people.
The 50%, applies to like an arena that has a certain amount of seats.
So we're not in the arena, but it says
Right.
summer camp and summer festivals are advised to begin the planning stages to open for the upcoming season.
Well,
So that's-
and things are moving in a positive direction. We heard, I think nationally, that they thought everyone might get a shot by the end of May, in the country, which I think is good. But let's talk about that. Let's say, follow the agenda a little bit here. We got a date of July the 4th. We get a rain date of the 5th. Steve, you okay with that?
Yeah, that's in the books, and then we also I just got the fireworks contract, so that they're okay to go.
And I think all our contracts, we need to put certain language in there. It just says it's subject to the rules and regulations of COVID, so that we're covered there. Let's talk about, okay, we move ahead, we're going to have it. And, in May, somebody says that you can only have 2,000 people there, or you can only have 4,000 people there, or 1,000 people, do we want to move ahead in that direction? How do we cover our costs? Let's say we normally sell over 2,000 tickets. And then we say there's, anywhere from 2 to 3 to 4 people in a car. So, we got 4,000 or 6,000 or 8,000 people there. Whoop, got you, Winnie.
All right.
So let's say that there's a limit of
Yeah.
1,000
Damn it.
people or 2,000 people. Are we willing to move ahead with something like that, where we would say limit the ticket sales and then, have to stop people at the gate when we got to certain numbers? What do y'all think about that?
I think that it's something that we should think about, but I don't think we necessarily need to make big plans around it. I mean, I think we're going to have to cross that bridge. Hopefully we don't have to, but I think you're right. We want to plan for the worst and hope for the best. But I'm getting the signals and the green lights that we should just be planning for our regular event.
Yes.
And with the caveat that you just said, that we will obviously abide by any sector rules or anything else that comes up that might limit us. And then we will have to make some tough decisions. And that's something to think about. What would we do if we could only have 2,000 people? I hadn't given that much thought.
I think there was a comment last night on the 4 o'clock call. Tucker, were you on that call?
I was.
There was some comment last night that it came up and said, yes, we are planning to do the 4th of July. Yeah.
Right.
And I think we should definitely plan for it and figure it out. We have to play it by ear. We all know that everything's subject to change. And the last I heard was, yeah, we're heading in the right direction. Then you have Texas and Mississippi completely dropping everything, which is crazy. But at the same time, there's also that 4th wave that's a possibility that we're talking about. So we really have no control over this. And I know in terms of the fire department and having peeps in the fire department, they've limited it now. It could change overnight and nobody could be back in the firehouse. So I think that's the way we need to plan it, but we should definitely, plan like we're gonna have it and give some people, the hopes of actually have something to look forward to.
I think it's kind of difficult to actually prevent people from walking onto the park. We've had that, I think that's been a problem for a while, is the walk-ins. How do you regulate the walk-ins?
Too many points of entry. It's really hard at Waveney.
Yeah, well, that's an age-old problem. You know,
Right.
that one's not going to go away, but we have to trust on the goodwill of the people that, you know, they're going to help. They're going to buy a ticket. They're going to help support this thing because, you know, if they don't, we can't put it on. We need the money.
But the fireworks contract is our biggest expense. So there's where we should have the protection. If by
Yeah.
Memorial Day it's not looking good,
Yeah,
there's an out.
The contract has a clause that says there's no penalty to the town of New Canaan for cancellation because of potential impacts from COVID-19, including being open, permitted to hold events.
Excellent. We're
all we need.
covered.
Yeah, good. I will send the contract out to everybody. Steve just got it. And it's the same thing we did last year. We had a contract last year. And, you know, as it got closer and we canceled, I think it was first week of May or so we canceled. You know, it was fine. No problem. We just push it back a year.
So quick question, the permits for getting like across the bridge, the GW, those are gonna have to be paid either way, right?
Well, that
I know
kind
it's a minor expense, but
This is the party, the first part should not incur any liability for loss or failure to perform obligations. But so they're basically covered. If we cancel in sufficient time, they're not going to charge us.
I don't think we got stuck with anything last year, did we, Steve? Any kind of
No.
charges or?
Well, it said we could cancel up until the first, had to show up to the 1st of March of 2021. But last year, but you know, we called them, said we can't have it because of the COVID rules. They understood that. All the business got canceled.
So we're good. And I didn't do a financial because essentially there's nothing there. We'll do it for the next meeting. All right, well, let me go through this agenda then. If it sounds like we're all on the same page of, yeah, let's plan for another outstanding 4th of July. Quintessential, I think, is a word that Steve Carl uses, which I love. Entrance fee, I wouldn't think we need to change that. It's $35 a ticket. Suzanne's shaking no. Winnie's shaking no, I think, or that's his mask falling off.
Yeah, no change.
No change in the
Change.
fee. The ticket sales strategies. I mean, last year we were getting some push until it fell apart. We were getting some push to go totally online and try to sell them all virtually. I think the way we do it is pretty good. It works. Any
Stewards can't wait to have us sell tickets there.
Yeah.
They look forward to it.
Mhm.
Hey, Maria.
I think
Welcome.
what we do, Tom, is we go out, we'll publish, say the committee's met, we're planning to have a 4th of July celebration to kick the summer off, and that we'll make a big announcement on ticket sales on June 1st. And that gives us a month to sell the tickets, which is plenty of time.
Okay.
Great.
Maria, welcome. And who is 6648? Who's that?
Pat Wood.
Pat, how are you? Welcome.
Good.
I want to put your name on there.
So I'm new to this, so tell me, everybody. In the past, you couldn't buy ticket. You had to physically go buy a ticket at one of the, you had to go to, no, okay.
We sold tickets online.
Yeah,
and
okay.
We mailed them, we mailed the people their tickets because if we allowed you to print the ticket online, there's no control.
Exactly.
We don't have time to scan tickets in at the gate, that kind of thing.
Right,
So,
right.
But we also did mail-ins, and then we had Suzanne and Wynn and Scott and a bunch of people. Tom spent time at Stewart's a couple Saturday mornings.
Right. In front of the theater, I remember.
Sorry, that was me.
I like that one.
That's a good one.
All right, so we'll move along to fireworks program. Steve, I think we talked a lot about that last year after the program.
The big program was last year, $31,000, and you know they already got the fireworks in stock, so they're there from last year.
I think last year was a pretty good program. Again, from what I
Are they
hear-
fresh?
From what I hear is people want it up in the sky with the boom, boom, boom. They don't like the little quiet ones on the
Right.
ground.
Right.
No.
we did have that one, I think, Steve, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but they did their own thing with putting more cakes down there.
They spread the, yeah, they got to change the cakes around. I talked to her about that.
Yeah.
Okay,
They got too
good.
bored.
Food trucks, I think at this point, we'll kind of stick with what we had the last time, a year ago.
See if they're still in business.
Yeah, I gotta find them first and see if, yeah, they survive this whole thing. And so I'll work on that and report back to you in the coming weeks. On the,
No,
on
the
the-
Waffle Cabin has a truck now.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
going to say,
good.
what I'm hearing is that they're actually, many of them are doing well because there were so many outdoor events that needed, even just small gatherings or whatever. So I think you'll find that some of the good ones survived, hopefully. But yes, the Waffle Cabin's definitely got
I can't remember, did we have Waffle Cabin the year before, or were we gonna
We
have?
were
more?
adding them for last year.
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
They,
So,
I already heard, they want in, they want to play if we're going to have it. So they've already.
They want in.
Yeah, they went in.
we'll go with the two bands again, the town band as well as Watch the Gap, Mind the Gap.
Trying to get it.
Yeah,
That
That was
sounds
great.
I don't know. We'll have to find out if the town band is going to be able to perform or not. They may. We'll see what they're going to do.
Okay.
Because of COVID, they may decide to not do.
Well, Steve, you check that out, because if they
I
can't,
get a hold of them. I get a
yeah,
hold of them.
if they can't do it, then maybe we'll consider a different band. We have two different ones.
Steve,
Donnie, go ahead.
you were going to check back with the lady who sang the national anthem, I think. You remember that? I mean, she was quite good and it came over very well.
Was that a
Yeah.
student?
Excuse me?
Was that a student or was that someone else?
I don't know because I wasn't close enough to see her, but the voice carried and everything really well. And it was
I'll
well
try to find
received.
out who it was. I'll talk to Graydon and see who it was. He probably knows.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, let's look into that, because that was good. How about, Chris isn't here, but we'll go with the Bouncy Houses again with, for the kids. We'll get those on order, so we have those ready.
We already have a deposit on file with them, so we don't own the full amount next year. They said they would honor our deposit for next year, for this season coming up.
Oh, good. They'll take last year's deposit and carry it over. Good.
Good job, Steve.
But Steve, still contact them and make sure they know what we're doing. Yeah.
Do we have to worry about any kind of new COVID procedures with the bouncy houses?
That's what I was thinking too, Sue.
We have to see what the proper rules are gonna be.
You know,
I wouldn't
I don't
be able
know.
to have them because of the COVID rules.
Strep throat pit. Those are like
Yeah.
petri dishes.
I know.
Yeah, they may not allow them.
Yeah,
We'll see what Steve
Maybe
checked it out.
maybe a simple family fourth. You come, we'll have music, fireworks, and bring your dinner, and that's it. You don't have the bouncy house and something like that, so.
Or maybe you have like a blow up slide that's more open
mhm,
than the encased pit.
yeah. Those
You
are
know, do
fun.
they offer another option?
I don't know. We'll have to find out.
But that might be, I mean, that's kind of fun and keeps kids occupied, but it's open air.
All right. Well,
Kids have different age limits though, because those big kids will mow those little kids down.
we'll
The
put,
big
Yeah,
thing is gonna
maybe
be
they
we'll
have two
require
sizes or
6 foot-
something.
The big thing's gonna be required, they still require the social distancing. How do we keep people's blankets 6 feet apart and that kind of thing? So that's gonna be the tough thing.
well, let's
I mean, I think we need
Required-
scientific evidence on 6 feet. I mean, I don't want to start a debate, but they better come up with that because they just kind of arbitrarily came up with 6 feet. So,
Give everybody pool
matches
noodles.
And we're
the other thing.
outside.
I understand.
Steve, let's have you and Chris work on that and make sure that, we keep everybody safe.
I have no doubt that Steve would be more than happy, and I would too, to get out in the field and spray paint little squares and keep everyone safe.
We may have to spray paint 6 foot, 10-foot circles all the whole place.
Exactly.
I'll video that.
Get Joe Biden's team to do that. They're good at that circles.
We'll make a corn maze out there. No.
I've always wanted lanes because it's so hard to get through. Maybe that'll happen.
Oh, that's funny.
Let me ask you this. I don't know what the rules are yet, Tucker would, but we've got 15 people here on this committee. You know, as we move forward into March and April and May, how many would want to meet in person if we're permitted to? Put your hand up. I
I
see.
like Zoom, but I don't care either way.
Right, it looks like
Yeah, I'm good with it.
you're good with it. Andrew,
Yep.
you there? It looks like the majority of the people might be good with that. I'm just thinking ahead. If we can have maybe one meeting in person, it would be good.
But having
Okay.
said that, Tom, if there's anybody that feels that they want to stay on Zoom, we can accommodate them.
And we can, we can have both. All right. What
People
else?
have different reasons for, wanting to be. in
Hey,
person.
Tom, one other quick comment. I love in-person meetings. This time of day, like a 5 o'clock on a weekday, a Zoom meeting is a little bit more convenient because we're sort of wrapping up work. I see people taking phone call, that kind of thing. So if we were going to have in person, maybe a Saturday afternoon or a weeknight, a little bit on the later side, might be a little easier.
Okay.
That's a
All
good
right.
idea.
This time of day is perfect for Zoom, no problem.
Yeah, but hard for other meetings. Yep.
Now that Tom's retired, he's forgot what it's like to have to be tied to a schedule.
Not
It's
really.
right.
Not really. I think I did 40 tax returns last week, so
my God.
Oh,
my
you're
God.
still working.
yeah, that's Vita. Okay, I'm going to kind of throw it open here. I think we've gone through the agenda. It sounds like we maybe we should have a vote here on things we've discussed. Can we just have a vote that we all are in agreement to move forward as we've kind of discussed here?
You want me to make a motion
Yeah.
to vote on the proceeding ahead?
And I'll second that.
Yep,
All right. Wait a
yep,
minute, I
I'm
gotta
good with it.
down. I'm doing the minutes. Hold on. That
He's so out of practice, everybody. Look at that.
It's
Tom, you're-
recorded. It's recorded. It's
That's
fine.
recorded, Tom.
Yes, you can rewatch it.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Tom, because I will respectfully bow out. Because I've got minutes too.
yeah. Oh, you're keeping them?
I'll trade you.
No, go ahead and do them.
No, I'm happy to have you continue since you volunteered.
I was going to have Tucker. By the way, welcome Tucker to your first meeting.
Thank you.
This is a lifetime assignment. You have to stay here for the rest of your life.
All right, I'm in. That works.
And you also were elected secretary when you went to get the pen.
No, I did not agree to that.
You weren't present to
Let's
notice.
call the vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I,
Looks unanimous to me. All right, good. All right, I'm going to throw the floor open. Anything you want to change about it? You want to? I didn't hear from Andrew. Andrew, are we good on the from the police point of view?
I would definitely have to look into what the regulations are that we have
Sure.
to abide by. But as long as we're within the governor's mandate, I don't see a problem with going ahead with planning.
We would definitely be in agreement with any mandates from the governor around COVID. Absolutely.
Maybe we should make it a vaccination clinic and the fireworks all at once.
You won't need it by then.
I like that idea.
We could do the kids. We could vaccinate the kids.
Right, come get your popsicle and a shot all in one fell swoop.
While they're watching the fireworks, they won't be too traumatized.
You won't even notice.
Hey, Tom, I'm a member of Exchange Club, and I will communicate. We have a board meeting next Thursday night to them that this is a go, and that our president-elect will work with Steve Benko because we provide the labor for the concession stand, as you know.
Right. Fantastic.
We may be limited to ice cream and soda, whatever, because I think they're still going to have the state regulation of foods that has to be prepackaged, so we won't be able to sell popcorn in bags.
No popcorn is music to my ear. Last few years is my popcorn nightmare. Oh my God, we couldn't make it fast enough. The thing would go. That's the best news I've heard all day long, Steve.
You've had a bad day, George. But the other thing that I would mention is I've been hearing about a lot of the kids, whether it be at the high school or at Saks, that lost out on a lot of their volunteer opportunities this year because things weren't happening. So if we do find that we need, a core of volunteers to help us even before the event, there's groups that we can tap into, and I've got some, names and contacts for that.
Be great.
All right, Scotty, you got that for the minutes?
I do.
Okay.
Like the Slobs, Tucker, as one example. one group.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Slobs, National
Yep.
Charity League, there's a
Yep.
whole crew of them. Yep.
Good.
And they
Well,
need their hours. So they're, they really are looking for things to do.
Good.
Maria, do you have anything?
No, I'm just happy we're gonna go forward on it. It's wonderful.
Yeah. No, I'm thrilled. Kevin,
Very hopeful.
Kevin's all on board. He's been very supportive. Susan, you good? Suzanne?
Good.
Yep, we're good.
I'm waiting for Michael to bark there. because-
I have two very small ideas just to throw out there, but one, if we had to limit the amount of people for the fireworks, then maybe a thought is to bring in some type of video crew to do a live stream of it
Hmm.
for the rest of the town. I don't know how much it would cost. I don't even know if it's feasible. It was just an idea.
Yeah,
The other thing was, I know we've been talking about no drones in the park. And we had, I don't know, I think it was the real estate company that did that one drone video that was amazing. Did we ever get the drone video from the fireworks guys?
No, I couldn't get it.
Okay.
But yeah, we could talk to Bob, Duran, Channel 79, make a little live
Yeah,
stream.
he would, I was going to say Bob could help us with that.
he would
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
And that's another area that these high school kids are pretty adept at.
Scotty, you got anything?
I'm just thinking if we're limiting sales, does that not
yet, but maybe,
does that not then become more of a admissions pass enforcement issue,
Yeah.
manpower wise, people wise? How do we enforce that? No pass, no entry?
I think it's one of those things where we're gonna have to.
You gotta must show your pass to enter the park. They
Yeah,
ask you to display your pass where you walk or drive in. So,
I think we've got to hope for the best and hope that it's a normal process. We don't have to limit it. We can sell all the passes we want. If it does come to something like that, we're going to have to deal with it.
right.
I'd rather be optimistic and say it's going to be, business as usual.
Sure.
So
Mhm.
what's our drop dead time to know this? Because would we have to charge more for the ticket if it's a limited admission?
I would think sometime in May, right, Steve?
yeah, well, we'll have a better idea by the middle of May what's going on in the state. I think we're gonna be okay. I think they're gonna allow you to have up to 10,000.
I mean, I feel we're going to be okay too, because when I saw that festivals open and summer camps, I thought that was really positive.
Yeah. I was just going to ask George, but he walked away.
No, sorry. I was just saying, sorry about that.
That's all right. No, you're our new liaison with the Park and Rec, so welcome aboard.
Problem.
Didn't know if you had any other comments for us.
Oh, I'm absolutely thrilled that we're doing this, and I will report back. Our next meeting is on Wednesday night. That it's a full steam ahead, which I think is terrific. I just think we have to obviously be in compliance with all the state mandates.
Yep.
That's the most important thing. And I think the sooner we can get the word out there that we're planning to have the 4th, I think that's terrific. So.
I was just gonna ask, are we allowed to start like posting about this and spreading the word, or do we
Yeah.
have to keep it quiet for a little
Well,
while?
we've got 2 of the press on here, so I'm sure they're going to be writing about it, which is a good thing.
Great.
Yeah.
I
I agree.
was just going to ask Michael or Grace if either one of them has any questions for us or any comments. I'm sure they'll get the word out, but do you have any specific questions for us?
Pretty sad. I mean, I think the big news is that you're moving forward on it. I think people will be really excited to hear that.
Yeah.
But
So
Grace, just adding obviously that, the caveat piece, our heads aren't in the sand here.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah, that's
We'll
clear.
know by the end of April. That's the best. The state will let us know by the end of April what's gonna happen.
All right. And Michael's sent me a note and said no questions from him.
So, the only other thought I had was, and it probably isn't a reason to consider it, but, now that there's a new drive path that comes from the high school,
Oh, yeah.
is there any benefit to having that other access point or not? Like, is it,
No,
I mean, I
that'll be
don't-
closed. That'll be closed. There's a gate that closes that roadway off. We can't have cars enter the park from the high school. This is too dangerous.
I'm just curious, if that makes any more sense or not, or, if that's
It's a
fine,
good
if
day,
it's
but,
closed. I just, something I thought about.
It's already dangerous enough.
It's a good
Believe me,
thought.
you come in the
Yeah.
morning and stuff, it's crazy. It's a
Good
zoo in the
question.
park.
Let's throw that to Andy and others and, see if there's anything to consider there as far as traffic flow and parking and things like that. Pat, do you have something?
Nope, I'm just listening.
Okay, well, listen,
As usual, boots on the ground.
I'm going to stick to the Stadler tradition of attempt to have 30-minute meetings or less. We're at 5:29, so if anybody have any other comments or questions, we'll do this again. This isn't the only one we're going to do. I just want to get it going.
Right.
And
Good meetings, Tom. Very
Yeah,
good meeting.
good. It's good.
okay,
Excellent.
if no other questions or comments,
Oh, the only other thought was on the posters, right? Should we just wait till next meeting for that discussion?
I think so. Yeah, I
Okay.
kind of laid back on the marketing side because let's give it a little bit of time and then we'll.
Yep.
I don't have the agenda in front of me. When's our next meeting, or was it on there?
No, it's not on there.
Oh, okay.
That's a good thought. How soon do you want to meet again?
I would give it at least, 2 months is good, in my opinion. Then we're gonna know a hell of a lot more in 2 months.
Yeah, I would think.
Let's suggest early May, late April, early May.
Yeah, end of April, I think.
Yeah.
Late April is the best time. Then we'll have a better idea of the state's doing. We can tell everybody.
Okay, we'll shoot for that. And if we do it in person, we'll try for a little later in the day or a Saturday.
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Thank you, guys.
Good.
I'm good.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, motion there.
second.
Second.
There's a second. All in favor?
Bye.
Right.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks,
Let the
everybody.
game-
Thank
Have a
you,
good night,
everybody.
everybody. Thank
Thanks,
you.
everybody.
Everybody.
Very positive.
Thank you all.